What's going on, H-Town, Houston Rockets fans, no matter where you are? Welcome to another episode of Rockets Daily here in the year 2026. My name is David Delano. Appreciate for all the comments each and every day. Along with those of you watching, go ahead and like this video. Hit the subscribe button. I understand. We're always saying that, but it definitely does mean a lot. And it's definitely part of the beast so that we can bring you guys the best show possible each and every day. We're going to go ahead and go over this Rockets win, dominant win over the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to talk about this upcoming game against the Dallas Mavericks and a very, very positive, which almost looked like a perfect win against the Brooklyn Nets. You talk to some different Rockets fans, you look at some comments, and of course, we're always looking for, like to keep things positive, but there's always room for improvement. Season's not over, has not ended with an NBA championship, so there's always some a little bit of room for concern and some criticism, and we'll talk about that and see if it is valid. But first of all, before we do any of that, let's go ahead and talk about this 120-96 win over the Brooklyn Nets, which we talked about the injury report coming into the game. We talked about the Rockets potentially could have been out all three centers with Şengün, Steven Adams, and Clint Capella were all questionable game time decisions. And Steven Adams and Capella did not play, but Şengün played and had a very strong game for the Rockets. Also, Tari Eason, who was on the potentially not on the list to not play yesterday, also did play. Tari Eason, very strong game for him. And the Rockets are now 5-0 when Tari Eason starts. What we did see out of those potential injuries and guys who might miss the game was Brooklyn's leading scorer, Michael Porter Jr., who did not play. But still, nice for the Rockets to, you can only beat who is on your schedule. And you see a lot of times in the NBA when teams are out their top guy, top scorer, one of their top contributors, you see the other team let up a little bit. You see other guys prove why they're NBA players and step up. And the Rockets handled business yesterday. Never really gave the Brooklyn Nets a true sign of life over there. And as far as when it comes to the Rockets, we got to see five different guys reach double figures in scoring. Mentioned Tari Eason 6 for 7 from the floor with 15 points and 9 rebounds in just 22 minutes of playing. As far as Reed Shepard off the bench with 14 points. And you had Durant with 22 points, 11 assists. 20 points for Şengün along with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. 23 points for Amin Thompson on 10 for 12 shooting. Jabari Smith Jr. added 14 points. And overall, the Rockets won the three-point shooting battle, making 41%, going for 12 for 29 compared to for the Brooklyn Nets, who were just 10 for 30 for 33%. Rockets dominated the boards as we seems like a broken record with that, with plus 18 on the rebounding side for the Houston Rockets there. And one thing, lost the turnover battle by just one, but Kevin Durant mentioned with six turnovers, but did have 11 assists in the game overall. Rockets now on a 4-game winning streak. Dominant win over the Lakers. Dominant win against the Cavs. Dominant win against the Pacers, and now on the road in Brooklyn. So one thing we've learned, you can never take these wins for granted, regardless of who the opponent is. Getting a win is always nice. Getting a road win is always nice as well. Now, if there's any negativity about this, let's talk about Kevin Durant's minutes here. And Kevin Durant led the team with 37 minutes on the season, averaging 36 minutes per game. Last season, about 36.2. And I did see a topic that was asking, is it malpractice to have Kevin Durant playing 37 minutes in a blowout win like this, with Kevin Durant being in the game in the fourth quarter with the Rockets up by 20 points. And I do understand the concern long term. One concern for me beyond this is just the fact that Aaron Holiday, and there's a lot of basketball left to play. I understand the depth is improved now with Dorian Finney-Smith playing The fact that Aaron Holiday's role is diminishing, even in some of these convincing wins, and the fact that J.D. Davidson's role is really becoming non-existent is a little bit concerning as we talk about the guard options a lot. And a lot of you guys have mentioned not making any tweaks to this team. So really saying we're going to roll into this throughout the year with Amin Thompson and Reed Shepard, along with other guys handling the ball, and maybe hoping Fred can come back in April. It was nice though to see Jashawn Tate. He did get to play. Played 11 minutes there, but overall, only had 1 minute from J.D. Davidson in this game. 3 minutes from Aaron Holiday. So, where do I stand with this as far as with Kevin Durant? Is it coaching malpractice? And I know that there's been a lot of love for Coach Udoka throughout the tough times. The loss to Sacramento, the lost to Dallas, lost to the Pelicans. Starting to get some criticism, and there's definitely concerns about Kevin Durant's minutes. But I don't have a problem with it because we have to think about the game against Indiana. Rockets were up 27 points going into the fourth quarter. Only won the game by 7. Now, Indiana was chipping away late, so it never felt like Houston was going to lose that game. But when you're going into the fourth quarter up by 27 points, you don't want to see it cut to 7. We know what happened against the Pelicans game. The Kings game got away in the fourth quarter, and I think that this was just a position where Udoka was saying we had an awesome game, we had a dominant performance, we're not going to lose this game. So had Kevin Durant in there, then this has been a blowout, and we're going to make sure that this thing ends in a blowout. And for a message also to the guys on the bench, like no matter when you come into the game, we're not blowing 20 points. We're not getting outscored by 20 points in the fourth quarter. So that's a message to Aaron Holiday, message to J.D. Davidson, whatever. You're not just going to get in the game if I don't trust you. I don't have a problem with it yesterday. 24-point win, not a 9-point win. Kept the guys out there, and 37 minutes, not the worst thing in the world, although I do understand the concern. But I don't have a problem with what Udoka did yesterday. And next we'll talk about this game against the Dallas Mavericks coming up on Saturday, January 3rd. And Dallas Mavericks should be interesting. 1-1 against them this season. Played the Rockets tough both games. Anthony Davis had a huge impact in the last one. Now, there was some questions as we looked back that potentially Kyrie Irving would be back for the Dallas Mavericks in January. Now that's been pushed back to February 12th for Kyrie overall. So Dallas Mavericks dealing with some injuries. D'Angelo Russell on the list may be able to go for this game. Dallas Mavericks coming off of a 123-108 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers on January 1st. Like to see a nice dominant win. Cooper Flagg, he's having an outstanding rookie season. I know a lot of guys, some people that want to see him fail, things like that. You always see that whenever someone's hyped up as the number one pick, as we've seen some success between Wemby and Cooper Flagg. Very, definitely different players, but I've got some strong young players on some of these other teams. In the state of Texas, basketball right now, exciting in the state of Texas overall. But like to see a nice, strong win against the Dallas Mavericks, a team that's very capable of being competitive, but a team that we should beat and should be able to handle on Saturday night. Let me know what you guys think about Kevin Durant's minutes overall on the season. And if you're a little concerned about Aaron Holiday and J.D. Davidson's roles, pretty much Aaron Holiday's role decreasing and J.D. Davidson's role being almost disappearing. I do think at some point we're going to see another guard in here. Probably it's looking more and more like the Rockets won't make a big splash move, and probably monitoring the progress of Fred VanVleet. Obviously, if he can come back at the end of the season or for the playoffs and make any type of impact, that obviously will be huge. Once again, I appreciate all the comments, even those who say I'm just capping on here. It's all good. Thanks so much for watching another episode of Rockets Daily. I'll see you on the next one.